as I stole the information from Professor Reitherman's office that brought me here, it's probably best that we just keep that to ourselves. You think? You ever eat at Too Fast, Too Foodious?
What's that about? Hamburger races?
It's a bar.
If that's the case, I haven't.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Do you know the porter at the university?
Is he still the same fat, lazy man?
That's the one.
Then yes, I know him.
Do you know Officer...
Agent? Police officer? Where?
If this guy knows Nuno, then Nuno is leading a double life. I'll leave you to your duties. Bye. You know, Frankie, I've been wondering about something.
Ah, the investigative reporter has questions. Fire away.
Most aliens come to the Ark. It takes them years to get businesses going. How is it you opened this place as soon as you got here?
Let's just say that my job back on the homeworld gave me a head start in the business.
You were a butcher?
Funny girl. No, I was an executioner.
I think I'm sorry I asked. Part of me wishes we didn't wake Nuno up.
Hey, you asked me to help wake him up, and we did. As long as he behaves, I see no reason to knock him out again.
Take a look at this camera.
Yes, that's one of the things I brought over to the Lost and Found.
It's Nuno's.
And he'll be very happy when you give it back to him. You are going to give it back to him, right?
Okay, so you were an executioner on your homeworld? I know I'll regret this, but any stories to share?
There was one time I asked this guy if he had any last requests, the way you do. He says, well, I'd asked to arrange a one-night stand with this particular actress. Yeah, she was a big sex symbol, this actress. But then he says, who could I tell?
Okay, so you were an executioner on your homeworld? I know I'll regret this, but any stories to share?
This one guy, he was sentenced to die by hanging. Big guy. I mean fat. Very fat. But I figured the scaffold could hold him. The trap falls, and the judge certifies him dead. And he's hanging there. And suddenly the scaffold just collapses. Boom! And he sits up, coughing. And they had to let him go, because he had already been declared dead. And you can't kill a guy twice, right?
That sounds extraordinarily lucky.
Yeah, no. He got hit by a car leaving the prison. Died instantly.
Okay, so you were an executioner on your homeworld? I know I'll regret this, but any stories to share?
There was one time I asked this guy if he had any last requests, the way you do. He says, well, I'd asked to arrange a one-night stand with this particular actress. Yeah, she was a big sex symbol, this actress. But then he says, who could I tell?
Not a good idea. Closed. Not a good idea. Closed.
Yes? Who's calling?
Sorry, wrong number. Hello. Are you feeling all right?
Oh, I'm well enough. Just sleepy. They keep me so overworked, you know. I get very tired.
Rough job?
You wouldn't believe it. I'm so busy I never have a moment for myself to just sit and relax.
See you, William. Loaded with all 3 types of skunk cola and listed by addiction strength. How very thoughtful. Skunk Cola, the original, with the advertising slogan, "Don't fight, there's enough for everybody." Loaded with all 3 types of skunk cola and listed by addiction strength. How very thoughtful. Skunk Unancy. With the sweet citrus flavor you've come to expect, twice the nutrients and half the calories, all at the same appalling price. Loaded with all 3 types of skunk cola and listed by addiction strength. How very thoughtful. Super Skunk. The cleanser. Clean your pipes and clear your arteries and murder germs dead, now without the corrosive aftertaste.
I'm sorry. I changed my mind. It makes me too excited. Absolutely not. It tastes like used dish soap.
No, thanks.
There's no class in session. If I'm going to waste time, I can think of better places to do it. Not a good idea. No, that won't work. Not a good idea. Doesn't sound very reasonable. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Let him rest. It's the only peace he gets. Doesn't sound very reasonable. Not a good idea. I'm already dressed. I don't think so. Hello there.
Yes? Hello?
Are you still ashore? You can't buy me a cup of coffee?
Yes. A bit.
The magical power of a woman's breasts. Let's see if I can't seize this opportunity. According to that email, it could be any of these warehouses. But given the way the camera is orienting and the fact that there's a secondary NPC over there by the door, I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say that that's the one I want. No, that won't work. Not a good idea. No, that won't work.
Hey! Stop there! Return my keys!
Doesn't sound very reasonable. Metal, sturdy, and heavy. Everything you'd ask for in shelving. This one's different, reinforced, and in better condition. Whatever's inside might be valuable. Nothing, just empty bottles. No, that won't work. Nothing, just empty bottles. Nothing, just empty bottles. Nothing, just empty bottles. No, I shouldn't do that. I took this picture in the industrial park. It's my only lead right now. Not a good idea. A bit of string. No, that won't work. No, that won't work. Okay, that's secure enough. Now what? A fine idea, but when that thing comes down, it's going to make a hell of a lot of noise and bring the watchman running. And maybe that caretaker too. Ick. Nothing, just empty bottles. This one's different, reinforced, and in better condition. Whatever's inside might be valuable. No, I shouldn't do that. A fine idea, but when that thing comes down, it's going to make a hell of a lot of noise and bring the watchman running. And maybe that caretaker too. Ick. No, I shouldn't do that. You have got to be fucking kidding me! The sphere. It's the damn golden sphere again. There's this part of me that's always wanted to find it again, just to understand what it is, why it's so important. And now, it's in my hands, and a part of me just wants to throw it out the window and pretend it doesn't even exist.
I don't know, Alicia, but I'll tell you this much. The authorities catch you with that thing, and there's no way you'll be able to convince them you weren't looking for it. That much is clear. And besides, it'll be like last time. I mean, but worse.
But it's the truth! I wasn't looking for it. I'd have been happy to never see it again.
Look, Alicia, I think you should chuck that thing and forget it ever existed. But as your friend, you and I both know you won't stop. You won't be happy until you know what that damn thing is. You're an investigator. You investigate.
I don't know. I've got the picture, and I'm positive that the tip I received didn't have anything to do with the sphere. It goes back to the truck. Whatever that truck is being used to hide or move, whoever's behind that is behind hiding the sphere, too.
That makes a certain amount of sense. You're gonna have a bitch of a time finding that truck, though. It's not a particularly unique-looking vehicle. You'll have to ask around and see if someone's seen anything.
So what else is new? Thanks for everything, Frankie. You're a pal.
You're always welcome, Alicia. You need anything, you know where to find me.
I'll leave you to your duties. Bye. The sphere. I'm already dressed. Okay, so you were an executioner on your homeworld? I know I'll regret this, but any stories to share?
This one guy, he was sentenced to die by hanging. Big guy. I mean fat. Very fat. But I figured the scaffold could hold him. The trap falls, and the judge certifies him dead. And he's hanging there. And suddenly the scaffold just collapses. Boom! And he sits up, coughing. And they had to let him go, because he had already been declared dead. And you can't kill a guy twice, right?
That sounds extraordinarily lucky.
Yeah, no. He got hit by a car leaving the prison. Died instantly.
The object that ruined my life.
I'd keep that out of sight if I were you.
I took this picture in the industrial park. It's my only lead right now.
It looks familiar, but there are a lot of trucks that look like that. You'd have better luck asking someone who spends more time outside, maybe.
This vehicle look familiar to you?
Actually, no.
No? Why not?
Why not? Because you've been nothing but a hideous, mean-spirited harpy to me? You're rude, you're mean. Why would I want to help you when you insult me and the entire police force?
I'm rude? I'm mean? Maybe I'm just giving back a little of what you and your fellow officers heaped on me. You ever think about that?
I don't care. I'm not going to help you.
I don't think so. Hello, I'm Alicia. Who are you? Was there a memo I missed about how everyone I talk to today needs to be at maximum asshole? Hairless monkey, what's your problem? I see. Fortunate for you that this particular hairless monkey doesn't resort to knocking in teeth of those who annoy her. Yet. So, do all Cardassians have their heads as far up their asses as you? Or did you receive some sort of special social yoga training? Come on, tell me your name. Bob? What do you sell here? What about tickets to see Space Club? You have any for sale? That's ridiculous. You're the first Cardassian I've seen on the Ark in years. It's been miserable talking to you. I have to go. Good girl. Good girl. You ever meet a police officer, name of Bulletseye? Mistakenly? They were innocent? Do you know Frankie? He runs the bar Too Fast, Too Foodious. You're afraid of him, aren't you? You ever meet the university porter? You know Professor Reitherman? I'm not even surprised. Not even worth asking him. If Nuno had ever met him, I'd have heard about it. Nuno would still be crying. No, I shouldn't do that. No, I shouldn't do that. One of the new alien models. Nice. You know the Cardassian at the door?
I try to avoid him.
You ever deal with one of the faculty? He's an alien, incredibly rude.
Being rude is not a crime. You're walking around free after all.
Have you met the University Cardassian? He's a total jerk.
We spoke once. I told him that if he ever talked to me a second time, I'd turn his new car into scrap with my bare hands.
He doesn't have a car, Frankie. He rides a motorcycle.
And I doubt he'll ever talk to me a third time.
You ever seen the truck in this picture? Hello, I'm Alicia. Who are you? Was there a memo I missed about how everyone I talk to today needs to be at maximum asshole? What do you sell here? What about tickets to see Space Club? You have any for sale? That's ridiculous. You're the first Cardassian I've seen on the Ark in years. It's been miserable talking to you. I have to go.